Hello everybody, it's day 58 of the Carnivore Diet. I've been eating bacon, eggs, different cuts of steak, like steak shoulder. I've been eating chuck roast, maybe a few ribeyes here and there, but I kind of portion those out throughout the week. I maybe eat those on like 2 days a week, a good beef. And then I try to stick to like chicken and pork. I get good pork. I made a great pork belly cuts. I won't tell, well, my recipe, I don't need too much sugar, is I just add some cinnamon on it. There were strips of pork belly, and then I add cinnamon and put it in the air fryer. Smells like cinnamon cereal, and it's an adapted taste, but chicken, like whole chicken, and what else? I got onto a little bit of dairy, cheese, not too much. At first, during my carnivore diet, I was drinking more heavy cream. I would buy the pasteurized version. It was like a quart or maybe a quart and a half for like $4. I would mix cinnamon with it. If you stir it constantly, it turns into like carnivore ice cream. It really just tastes like a restaurant style cinnamon butter. But I got used to just blending heavy cream with cinnamon and drinking it cold like that. Not even cold, but it was refreshing. But as I started to save more money, I kind of stopped drinking that, because it could be like $4 easily. And overall, I am saving money compared to my health diet that I was doing before, of trail mix, coconut water, healthy, like not processed, but not raw either. These things cost a lot of money. And when I switched over to the carnivore diet, that's when I started saving money. Like I said, ground beef is probably what I eat more of. It's easy to cook some burgers just with black pepper. I like mixing mine with eggs, bacon, a little bit of cheese, and I haven't got bored of it yet. It's good. A big thing that I'm enjoying too is butter. I like eating sticks of butter. I actually bought half sticks of butter. They're already portioned by the half stick, but still, you can buy a box of butter for like $4 probably, and that's good for energy when you're not eating any carbs. You're not eating sugar. This is all low carb food. Even the cheese is low, but it's more than the rest because it's dairy. But you want to eat more butter to get your energy, because if not, you will be lacking. And it's a saturated fat, and you think it's not good for you, but your body, when you don't have anything else to use as energy, acts as an energy. So the butter, it also helps you digest. Sorry about that, I accidentally paused it. The butter, it actually helps you digest food properly. And I've had days where I don't eat butter and I'm kind of like slower, but definitely, I don't know if I just need a new toothbrush or I got extra iron. I feel like I got a lot of iron. On my weight, it fluctuates back and forth. There's some days where because right now my average, like a heavy weight for me is like 187, but a light weight for me is like 179. So I'm about 184 consistently, but honestly, I got good muscle mass and my thought process is clear. I'm not bogged down, I'm actually thinking pretty clearly. I'm staying away from the coffee. Right now, I kind of give it up because it's taking more than it stresses me out. It's work for me to even drink it. And I drink it and it's like more stress than it is other things. But they say carnivore diet helps your hormones. And the hormones in the mind, I think it's okay. I feel pretty good. I'm able to still work out every day. I get a good hustle, good energy while at work, and it's something I'm not ashamed of at this moment. I've I've held back a lot. I used to be vegetarian. I used to be. But I decided, you know, I was raised on beef. And there's a reason why it's there. And it's, if I could, I would live off of coconut water, nuts, berries, uh, you know, but I eat in abundance. I don't know about you, but for dinner tonight, I ate like three 12-ounce burger, maybe bigger, like burger patties with 6 eggs. Black pepper, that's my staple to everything. But this morning I also ate 6 eggs, and I ate like a package of bacon with cheese and a little bit of butter. I like to eat, and I like to eat good. You know, don't get me wrong, there's ways to eat fruits and vegetables, but I feel gifted, and I'm still gonna say this, that there's enough to eat on God's earth. Carnivore Diet, day 58. I enjoy watching carnivore videos. There's a few channels that I like. One's, what's her name? She, Kelly Hogan. I think her name is Kelly Hogan. She's good. She's got her little family, and she's a good example of carnivore. You see her using a little bit of spray oil, but me, I like to use the tallow, but I'm not afraid to use the spray oil because of her. You can see her results and with her carnivore diet. Me, I probably eat more than she does. Like, that's why, you know, we look the same. But Steak and Butter Gal, she's another YouTuber. She'll teach you some good tricks. The other day, I wanted to eat cottage cheese, right? They sell a tub of cottage cheese. Where I got it was like $4, and mixed the cottage cheese with some egg. I put cinnamon in it because I like cinnamon in a lot of stuff. I think it's a good health thing, but I heard it's bad for your liver if you eat too much. But I had a failed attempt at making my carnivore flatbread. Instead, you know, I didn't have parchment paper. I just put it on the tin foil with some butter. It didn't work at all. I would recommend parchment paper. Maybe put it in the oven a little bit longer or less heat and for longer. But I could tell you what, it was delicious. Another one I ate, right? Because I just bought me 60 eggs. I bought me some 60 eggs for $8. And I've had bad experience with this brand before. You know, 8 years ago, 7, maybe 8 years ago, I bought this brand and I ate it. And it tasted pretty bad. It's the cheap brand egg. You know, you have the cheap brand egg, and you have the cage-free egg, and then you have the pasture-raised egg. We're talking a difference like $3 for 12 eggs, $6 or $7 for cage-free eggs, and like $8, $9 more, but for like 18 eggs. And then I paid $8 for 60 eggs. Today, they don't taste that bad. And what did I do? A carnivore trick was to mix you 10 eggs with cottage cheese, your seasoning of choice. I don't recommend salt. I don't recommend sugar, even though you need a little bit of electrolyte salt. Put it in the bowl, mix it, and then use a muffin sheet. And I poured maybe 12, like, to the top with that brown vomit looking cinnamon egg mixture, but it wasn't vomit. And I put it in the oven, right? And the lady on the internet recommended to only do it for about like halfway filled on the muffin sheet, but I put it all the way filled because I didn't have enough room. Again, maybe I should have cooked it longer. Maybe I should have put more oil. I don't know. Maybe I should have filled it halfway. But these were called egg bites, egg muffin bites. The lady on the internet put red bell peppers. I don't follow red bell peppers, but I won't lie that there's been a couple of times where I'm eating the chili, like a chili sauce. I went the other day, oh, and by the way, those were delicious. I ate me 10 eggs. You know, life is going into my body when I don't feel too good. And like I said the other day, we decided to go eat chicken wings. I ate, you know, some sweet habanero sauce, but the chicken wings were smoked. I promise you, those chicken wings were black. Ate 20 of them. And yeah, the sugar, it was a little hard to digest, and I had to kind of hold it in. Not like I was about to throw up or anything, but it did turn in my stomach a little bit. But after I got through it, I'm definitely happy I did, and I would do it again. Maybe not every day, but you can make your own chicken wings. That's another thing I like to do. I have an air fryer, a Copper Chef air fryer. It's a small one. Throw a pack of chicken wings in there, cook it for 30 minutes on one side, right? Pop it in there, cook it maybe at 390 degrees if I want to be safe. If I want to get real rowdy, I'll go 400. 380, you can probably do that. 385 is probably better. Once the 30 minutes hits, I'll take them out, pour them on a plate, flip it, put it back in the air fryer. 30 minutes, so we're talking an hour cooking time. But you take them out, you put your sauce of choice. I don't recommend sugar. So the other one I ate was a more cheap one, but it was probably like 30% sodium. So you gotta be careful what sauce you're gonna use. And eating chicken wings, 14 wings for maybe $7 if you could know where to get them. Instead of, I ate 20 wings for $35. So at the store. So it's an occasion. And I've told you about the pork belly, eggs, bacon, hamburgers, chuck roast. If you don't know, they call it the king cut or whatever. Chuck roast, you can get it sometimes on sale. I'm not gonna lie, during Lent I was eating meat, a lot of meat, but I'm preparing myself for next year because when Lent was going on, all the meat was on sale. It's pretty good. But I told God that I'm gonna do it next year, and I wasn't mentally prepared. I was still growing into my carnivore diet. Next time I'll eat fish. I don't eat too much fish yet. And the chuck roast, a cool trick you probably didn't know, is one I had to learn from my father. Chuck roast cut has strip, like lines in it. You get a boneless chuck roast and you can see the lines of fat. Cut each line, boom, cut it, boom, cut it, cut it. Next thing you know, you have about 5 strips of meat. I just put black pepper. I don't know how you like your steak, but I can eat mine almost raw. That shoulder, that's 20, maybe $27 for a lot of steak. And it's better than buying, you know, the fat, juicy ribeyes for $25. And shoulders, I ate the shoulder. I ate pork butt one time. You know, I had to kind of push myself to do it. But it's better, like, it makes a better, what is it called? Sloppy Joe type sandwich if you cook it right. I didn't eat it like that. All I remember is just cooking it. Another thing I want to tell you about is the fat. Again, butter, eat it. Steak has fat, you're gonna want to eat that. If you cook up the steak and it has oil or fat draining off of it and it's in the pan still, and mainly when it's not heavily seasoned, you could save that and use it later. We saw a video This guy, he cuts his fat off his steak and cooks that on low on purpose and gets a jar of white tallow, okay? And then the tallow is what you use when you put in the fridge or whatever you want to do with it. You scoop it and put a little bit on the pan, and that's your oil, because they say it's healthier than the what is it called, spray oil. And I don't know, like I said, the bacon, same thing. Get you some bacon oil grease, put it in a cup, use it. I like using bacon grease when I cook my eggs. I like using the beef tallow when I cook my beef. Black pepper, for sure. I know I have an adapted palate. I like steak. I don't like it rare on purpose, but I'll eat it. I don't like it overcooked. That's just me, but there's some people who do like it medium well or well. I can't say nothing. That's good. Like I said, I believe there's enough to feed on God's earth, so don't be ashamed. I'm right here with you. And is there anything else I can think of? Yeah, like I said, I'm on a little routine. I shoot for the chicken. Right now I got eggs, bacon, just to save some bucks, and pork belly was good with some cinnamon. And then when I feel like I had a long stressful day and I just want to get through another couple of days, I'll make some good steak. So eggs, butter whenever I'm feeling hungry at night and I'm craving like a chips or a snack or something, I'll just eat a butter and or a half a stick of butter. And I know it's hard. I've seen comments. It's not easy, but you have to figure out how to develop your own palate, right? And once you just figure out when you're satisfied and you want to trade your diet, for something else to do in life. For me, it's exercising. For me, is thinking right. For me, is being in shape. Working a job. You can do it, okay? And it's a gift. And I hope you do well. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's a long video and it's interesting. I don't know when the next one will be, but I'm definitely not planning on stopping. All right, so peace.